Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Zane and today we'll be having a look at Sony Vision S prototype. This vehicle has recently been announced at CES and that's what we're going to have a look at today. It's actually really exciting because with this news, Sony is also announcing a new company known as Sony Mobility Inc. Sony's new company is to focus on electric car manufacturing and electric cars technology, battery components, and the list goes on. But I think it's a genius move by Sony to enter into the EV market with their car prototypes. Out of all the major phone manufacturers, Sony is the first to announce their EV cars. This is before Apple has announced their EV car. Apple has been working on a rumored EV car for years now, and there's never been any prototype, there's never been any public acknowledgement of their doings in their research. Now before we continue with this video, allow me to declare that this video is not financial advice. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes and for educational purposes. Sony surprised the world with the Vision S debut at CES this year. This is after Sony announced the Vision S prototype last year in 2020 at CES. Sony now has two prototype vehicles, the Vision S from last year 2020 and the Vision S SUV at this year 2022 CES. These vehicles are being launched through Sony Mobility Inc., directly through Sony's new company, specifically created to cater for electric vehicles. 2 years after the debut of the Vision S sedan concept, Sony says it's serious about building cars. At CES 2022 on Tuesday, the company announced a new division, Sony Mobility Inc., as well as a new electric SUV concept, the Vision S02. The Vision S02 built on the lessons learned from the Vision S01 sedan, which Sony actually started testing on public roads last year. Its swoopy, compact shape is reminiscent of the Tesla Model Y. The Vision S SUV is roughly the same size as the Tesla Model Y. But most importantly, it's a direct competitor towards the Tesla Model Y. Both vehicles are SUV. However, they are not high-end SUV, they are mid-range SUVs. To put this in perspective, a mid-range SUV is a Tesla Model Y. A high-end SUV is a Land Rover or a Range Rover. Those are high-end SUVs. Now Sony says the Vision S02 is powered by a pair of electric motors, each producing 200 kilowatts or about 268 horsepower apiece. The SUV rides on a 20-inch wheel and is said to weigh 5,467 pounds. As for the battery size or the estimated range, those figures are to be announced. Now inside, Sony says the Vision S SUV can support 4 or 7 passenger seating arrangement. The latter swaps out the rear captain's chair for a 3 across setup with an additional 2 seat in the far back of the vehicle. Given the size of this vehicle, I can't really imagine that the back of this vehicle is going to be in much comfort. But I do hope that Sony proves me wrong because I want to see more electric manufacturing of EV vehicles within the EV world. I want to see more EV companies being created and I want to see them innovating and creating new cars and creating new factories to help bring EV cars to mass production. The Vision S02 SUV has the same full width display we saw in the Vision S01 sedan with 3 screens integrated into the single housing. Rear seat passengers get a pair of multimedia display as well. When Sony unveiled the Vision S01 at CES 2020, the company said it was working with Magna Steyr in Austria to make sure that the sedan was properly roadworthy. Will Magna be involved with the new Sony Mobility division? That part is unclear, but I suspect that they might have much more involvement in the future of Sony EV development than we might have been told. But this, however, is a good thing because so far they haven't disappointed with the way how these cars are designed. Because I don't see Sony as a company who wants to completely copy Tesla. I see them as a company who wants to start by learning from Tesla and eventually create their own style of doing things, their own style of manufacturing, their own style of building, designing, and selling vehicles. The good thing out of all of this is that Sony seems to be extremely serious about building EV vehicles, which is exactly what we need in the world. It's exactly what we need is more companies taking EV vehicles serious and helping to bring these vehicles to the masses, to mass production. Sony cars might be hitting the road a lot sooner than we thought. And this actually excites me and makes me extremely excited because Sony is now a real EV manufacturer. They have an EV company, Sony Mobility Inc, and they have 2 cars in prototype. That's not so far from selling vehicles. I'd say they're at least 2 to 3 years away from selling their first vehicle. It might be even sooner than that. If they can get factories up and running this year, they can possibly start manufacturing this new SUV vehicle as soon as the end of this year. But that's a bit far-fetched. It all depends on how ambitious they are. But they seem to be extremely ambitious and they're taking the EV market extremely serious. Given the immense growth of Tesla over the past couple of years, Sony will be foolish to wait too long to get into the EV market. They understand that they're getting a lot of positive response about their vehicles. Now they understand that they need to bring these vehicles to the market as soon as possible. And the good thing about Sony is that they have the money to do this. They have the funding. What Sony is doing is invest in their company long term. They're looking at what's the next big technology that's going to guarantee our company to be relevant and to be important for the next 100 years at least. That, my friend, is EV vehicles, EV development, battery development, and the list goes on. Technology. Sony has always been a technology company. EV vehicle is actually perfect for Sony, in my opinion. And I cannot wait until these vehicles start hitting the road. The EV market is finally speeding up. It is getting real hot with the likes of Rivian hitting the streets quite soon, early this year in the first quarter. The likes of Sony making huge debuts of their electric vehicle, their SUV electric vehicles. This is huge. The likes of Mercedes making a concept vehicle that is projected to be able to complete over 620 miles on a single charge. This, of course, is the Mercedes Vision EQX. This also includes the likes of Polestar, who will be announcing their Polestar 3, an SUV, a mid-range SUV quite similar to the Tesla Model Y, a direct competitor to the Tesla Model Y, and now the Sony Vision SUV. And now the Sony Vision SUV vehicle is also included in that competition. The EV market is warming up, it's getting hot. And this is good. This is actually really exciting. And I cannot wait to see what these companies create, to see how they innovate, how they adapt to the world and to society, and how they revolutionize the way we think about electric cars. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If I missed anything, leave a comment and let's have a discussion. Remember to subscribe if you enjoy these videos, and thank you for watching until the end.